Hey, smells now. Easter. Chocolate! Firstly, a wide Voyager up turned all the lights on. Forgotten how beautiful she is. I'm going to finish her this week. Yes, I know I ought to be getting on with other stuff, but on a related topic. I made a faux pli, sort of, in the last video for some paragraphic stuff for the photo etch, because I really wanted to get on with some photo etch in there, because I wanted the little people and the struts that go inside the shuttle bay, so on, so forth. And Pub Smurf got me some. So I say thank you, openly, in front of everyone. Dear Pub Smurf, dear Simon Merks, the person who I am, using your step-by-step guide to how to build an enterprise on your website as my step-by-step guide of how to build an enterprise. Thank you very much, because essentially what you've done is supply me with the kit and the lighting and now the photo etch to go on there. I have no way of saying thank you except for actually saying thank you. The other thank you that I have to say is for all of the massive amount of support that I've had just for doing the project. Simple as that. I'm not really sure why. I think it's because I do silly videos and a lot of the model people. There are people in the modelling community that have a bit of personality. There are people in the modelling community that have a small amount of pizzazz. But there are an awful lot of stick in the muds as well. A lot of people that are very, very sensible and they're very, very kind of, I'm modelling now and I've got to be, there's 0.5 millimetre micron too long and measure it and paint it. It's got to be exact. And I'm not really like that. Doesn't float my boat. Happy Easter, by the way. What have I been doing? Let me turn the light around a little bit. I hope this isn't in shot, otherwise you're all going blind. I've been doing enterprise stuff all day. Got up this morning, taken some photos. Might see if I can tag them onto the end of this video. Scale. Did a little bit before when I dry fit this together, but essentially I've not done anything on it, which is the rules of the competition anyway, so it's lucky. Just to give you an idea of scale, this is my hand. I'm a 37-year-old man. And as a 30-year-old, I have tiny hands. I know there are 2 girls at my workplace that have bigger hands than me. That doesn't change the fact that the shuttle bay for this is bigger than my hands. It's crackers. Look, this is the shuttle bay. It's crackers. That's the shuttle bay. It's absolutely... It's behemoth. Absolutely behemoth. The pylons to hold the engines on are that big. They're bigger than a packet of Maltesers. It's just huge. But the ultimate thing is it's 16 inches across. It's 16 inches across. It has a coat of black, a thick coat of black, and then a coat of chrome over the top. And in the shed is the other bit because I bought a Dremel. For any of you model makers, I had a message from iGuard on my thing today. Dear iGuard, if you watch this, hi. If you ever want to talk to me, if any of you want to chat about what I'm doing, talk to me through a PM on Scale Model Addict, and we can have a chat on Skype or Facebook or something along those lines. I'm sure we can find a way. I'm very much in for the social interaction. Let's talk. Let's do lunch. Yeah, let's do lunch. And my people call your people. But yeah, it's going quite well. That's huge. I bought a Dremel. If you haven't got a Dremel, that's what I was talking about. If you haven't got a Dremel, buy a Dremel. You've got to have a Dremel in your life. It's £32. Best £32 I ever spent, because they come with a little circular disc cutter. And I used the disc cutter to cut away the sections on the bridge in between where the lights are on the edge of the saucer dish. And it took 20 minutes. Instead of sitting there with a Stanley knife swearing profusely and cutting through the veins in my hands and having to take myself up so I don't bleed to death and stuff like that. Just done. Awesome. Buy a Dremel, you've been told. So what have I done today? Today I have mostly tinkered, fettled, thought about stuff instead of actually doing it, which is crap. I have spent a lot of time taking off the Aztec decals, the Aztec masks on my other Enterprise, because I'm also quite determined to at least get somewhere towards that. I'm sure I'm going to get sick and tired of 1/350 parts, but what I have done is I've sat up here this evening and I have made, I don't know if you can see them. Oh, that's my phone. My phone does a Star Trek communicator noise. They are work bees. When Captain Kirk and Scotty fly up to the Enterprise on Star Trek the Motion Picture and go all the way around the Enterprise so you can have a good look for a bit of cinematography, that's what they go in. And I didn't realise, and I've bought my super thin tape up and my brand new X-Acto blades. It's got a little window on the front, so I'm going to cut the little window on the front and try and leave it clear. I don't think it will make a huge amount of difference by the time she's inside the ship. I'm going to give it a go. We'll see. Also, you've got the work bees, which are not work bees, they're somewhere else, but you've got those, which are, they are little like one-man shuttles. They've got airlocks that have gone on the back on that sort of hole, which is what I'm doing. And now I've just had a bit of I might go and get a whiskey in a minute. I might like whiskey, you might have noticed that. And then what I'm specifically most impressed with, shuttles. I absolutely love these, and if I do one on its own, I can't see how this is going to come out on the camera. I'm hoping it'll be okay. Can you see on the front it's actually got little windows, and it's actually got little ledges underneath to give it some shape and proper feet and all that sort of stuff. And there are decals on the decal sheet, so I can actually put the Galileo and I think the other one's the Copernicus. I'm a horrible nerd for knowing that, however they are the Galileo and the Copernicus. So yes, this is the plan. So while I'm waiting for Paragraphics to turn up, thank you very much, I'm going to get on with other stuff that I can get on with. What I don't have is a whole bunch of LEDs. I've got the UFX kit which I need to fire up and get going, just put a 9-volt battery on there, see how the rotations work. I want to use, there are two lots of way the Paragraphics works. You've got one plug-in thing which then goes to 10 LEDs, and those 10 LEDs will run a further 9 LEDs. So you can have 100 LEDs off the extension. Plus, including that, you've got 10 LEDs on the front section which flash in also different patterns, which I can then use tubing and some fibre optics to run to the flashes. So I can have all the LEDs up in the ship doing things, and then I can actually have the blinkers going at different rates, because I know the one on the front, let's describe. The one that goes here on the bridge flashes at a different rate from the ones that go here. And I also need to paint some of them to go in the RCS thrusters here. So I'm hoping that rather than buy yellow LEDs and run them in the line, because they actually run at a different voltage, I think they're 2.3 or 2.6 instead of 3.2. So I don't know, I'm assuming that they would fire up, but I don't know if they'd need to be resisted differently and be at the end of the night. Either way, I think it would be easier just to get some transparent yellow paint, literally dip them in the bottle and use them that way, and then sort of mask everything up inside properly. I've also got to drill out on the bottom side where the lip is. I've got to drill so I can put 3mm yellow LEDs through to work as the RCS thrusters. I've got to do all of this stuff. So tomorrow the plan is I'm going to take this. I've got bits of plastic everywhere. I'm going to take that. That is the edge of the spaceship, and you have, I'm hoping you can see, lines there separating off everything. And if you go on the Galaxy Jason website thingy hoojamajooby, it's actually got a guide of how to separate each of these up and what colour to use them in. And because I want to use Alclad very lightly and have some red and some blue and some gold and probably some green, it's only like £6 a bottle. and I don't think I'm going to have to use too much of it because it's going to have to go on very, very thin so it doesn't shine too much, if that makes sense. So when the lights are off it still looks white. It's only when light really hits it that it's going to pearlesce. That's the plan, that's what I'm doing. And the other thing that I'm really, really impressed with, and stunningly impressed with, is that, I'm not quite sure if it's picking it up, the light isn't going to be brilliant. That is the captain's lounge. That goes in the back windows behind the main bridge, and that's very cool. And you can see, hopefully, there's 2 windows, one there and one there. And let's put it on the camera properly. One there and one there. And those bits actually have decals with mirrors reflecting back the warp nacelles. What more could a man want? But yeah, just to give you an idea of how big she is, that's how big one engine is. Ludicrous. This has been SMS number 1 saying the mug that my mum accused me of losing is here, and it's been up here for ages and she's gonna bloody kill me. Friday, Easter, big up your bad selves.